Hi, I'm Alicia from Let's Go Learn. Today we're going to be learning how to read your child's DORA report on the parent portal. So the first thing you're going to want to do is come to letsgolearn.com and you're going to click on the teacher parent login. This is how you're going to access the parent portal. This takes you to the login page and you're going to enter your child's login credentials. So for this student, their login information is their first initial, their last initial, and their student ID number. Their student ID number is often the same as their lunch number. Then you want to make sure that you have your child's password. Their password can be made available to you by their teacher or an administrator. And then finally, you need to have their school code. Their school code is a set of letters or numbers that represent their school or school district. It will be the same for all students in the school district or the school if it's just a school account. For example, here LGL stands for Let's Go Learn. We're going to go ahead and log in, and this will take you into your child's account. You want to make sure that you see their name, make sure you're in the right account, and you'll click on Parent Portal. Today we're focusing on DORA, so you'll click here on DORA. DORA stands for the Diagnostic Online Reading Assessment. Here you will see all of your students' scores from every single time they've ever taken DORA. We're going to focus here on this student's first DORA assessment that they took in 5th grade. So we're going to come here to the parent report. This is going to show you how your student did on the assessment and give you some information about how they read. So the first thing we're going to see is that this student has decoding down. They're at or above grade level in decoding, and the 3 areas of decoding for this student are high frequency words, word recognition, and phonics. Then we can see that this student has a red X next to spelling. That means that their spelling is below grade level. So here we can see an example of a word that this student spelled correctly, and then we can see an example of an error that they made. So here the student left out the E in equipment. Finally, we're going to take a look at oral vocabulary and reading comprehension. So in both of these areas, we can see that this student is at or above grade level. And we can also get an idea of what kind of words the student knows. So, for example, this student does understand feline and confide, but didn't understand transparent and dismissal. One thing to know is that oral vocabulary is given as a picture assessment. So this isn't necessarily words that your child can read, it's words that your child can understand. So as we come through, we can see, okay, this child really has a good understanding of reading. They are at what's called profile H, which means that they are strong in decoding, vocabulary, and comprehension. We can get a little bit more detail actually about their phonics. We can see the areas that they have mastery in, and then you can see an area of weakness here, multisyllable words, an example of the types of words that are assessed during this section. Next we come down, we get a kind of an idea of where the student is relative to the max scores that are possible. For example, in high frequency words, if we hover over this, we can see that this student received a score of a 3.83. That means end of 3rd grade. Well, that's as high as high frequency word goes. So even though this student is a 5th grade student, the highest score they could get is a 3.83, and they've maxed this out. Word recognition maxes out at 12th grade. Now, I want to be clear that word recognition is only that, recognizing words. So this means that if a student was given a 12th grade level book, they would be able to recognize the words in the book, but that does not mean that they would understand the words or that they could even sound them out if they didn't hear them first. Next, we have phonics. So this student received a score of a 4.5. Like we saw, they are missing multisyllable words. The max score here is a 4.83. So it's just one skill that this student is missing. Because they were in 5th grade at the time of this assessment, that is considered within grade level. Next, we have spelling, a score of 3.83, so they are low. Oral vocabulary, end of 5th grade score, so they're a little bit above. And like I said, this is a picture vocabulary. We also have reading comprehension. This student scored 7th grade in reading comprehension. Now, since they're a 5th grade student, what this tells us is that they have good comprehension skills, but it doesn't mean that they should be reading 7th grade books. Their independent reading level will be a mixture of their decoding abilities, their oral vocabulary abilities, and their reading comprehension. So for this student, because they have oral vocabulary around 5th grade, I would be giving them books that are end of 5th grade, beginning of 6th grade for easeability of reading that they can understand. What I would recommend is giving books to read as a family at the 7th grade level. So maybe even beginning 8th grade. But make sure that you're focusing on the vocabulary in these books to help build your child's vocabulary, and asking them questions during reading, such as, predictions, or summarizing the story, or going over, what they think is happening, what the characters' intentions might be, how the characters might be feeling, working on all those comprehension skills that your student is capable of. And so this general report gives you an idea how to move forward with your child. This student doesn't really need to work a lot on the decoding skills. They do need a little bit of help with multisyllable words, but generally they are able to decode. They do need to work on spelling. And then in terms of reading, they're at grade level for oral vocabulary and reading comprehension, but they definitely need to focus on their vocabulary to improve their reading skills. I hope that was informative, and please reach out to your district administrators or your teachers to find out more about other assessments. Thank you and have a wonderful day.